Piddle himself took the driver's seat. After 9 runs without tipping, he steered the Samurai even more aggressively than called for by CU's already very stringent and long-established maneuver. As a result, he got the Samurai's wheels to lift off the ground. The videotape captured the sound of CU employees cheering. Piddle instructed auto test personnel to change the course to duplicate the driving maneuver he made to tip the Samurai. 6 days later, CU ran the Samurai through the modified course, but still had trouble getting it to tip up. Even on the new course, it took 15 runs before the Samurai tipped. Once again, there are sounds of satisfaction by CU employees.
That's it. That looked pretty good.
When another driver achieves a second tip-up, a CU employee enthusiastically shouts congratulations. Two weeks later, it's time for the publicity shoot. But CU drivers again have trouble getting the Samurai to tip for the camera. Piddle verbally expresses his exasperation about the situation.
You could just see it beginning to lift off the ground.
On June 2, 1988, Consumers Union holds a press conference to announce its findings. CU Technical Director David Piddle spoke to the news media.
We've called this press conference to announce some important results of our tests on 4 utility vehicles. Those tests demonstrate that the Suzuki Samurai has an unusually high propensity to roll over while performing an accident avoidance maneuver that could be demanded suddenly of any driver during routine driving.
CU officials provided the news media with the article about the Samurai, a diagram of the modified course, and an edited video of the maneuvers. CU withheld from the public, Suzuki, and the federal government details of its test procedures, driver's logs, and raw footage of the vehicle runs, until after this lawsuit was filed.
CU believes the Samurai's performance presents an unreasonable risk of harm to the consumer and thus rates the Suzuki Samurai as not acceptable.
Although CU portrayed its analysis as objective, the Samurai was put to the test on 2 separate courses 71 times. 42 times more than the Isuzu Trooper 2, 36 times more than the Jeep Cherokee, and 17 times more than the Jeep Wrangler.
And you got to know, these are very limited steering inputs. This is not turning the wheel like a stunt driver might do to try to whip around and head the other direction in the shortest possible distance. This is a very benign kind of maneuver.
Suzuki's outside experts replicated the steering maneuvers necessary to tip up vehicles on CU's modified course.
You got to know, these are very limited steering inputs. This is not turning the wheel like a stunt driver might do to try to whip around and head the other direction.
Pittle has since acknowledged that his characterization of the steering inputs at the press conference was not accurate. CU's most seasoned test driver said the maneuver was not benign, but sudden and violent. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration refused to recall the Suzuki Samurai. Instead, it rejected CU's conclusions, as did other government safety agencies worldwide, including Great Britain, New Zealand, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. The Samurai continued to be sold in more than 100 countries. But in the wake of CU's attack on the Samurai in 1988, the vehicle's annual sales in the United States plunged precipitously, from about 80,000 in 1987 to approximately 5,000 in 1989. Suzuki stopped selling the Samurai in the United States by 1995, but CU's relentless disparagement of the Samurai has caused the company to suffer nearly $60 million in damages since 1994, relating to lost sales of other Suzuki vehicles. For years, CU has exploited its disparaging Samurai story and photographs to raise money, boost sales, and attract new subscribers. For example, in November 1988, Consumers Union featured the Suzuki Samurai prominently in a solicitation letter to raise funds for its new headquarters. The 1988 Samurai story, in fact, generated more publicity for CU than any story it had previously published. And CU continued to boast about its Samurai testing for years in Consumer Reports magazine, promotional material, and its 1996 multimedia CD called Cars, The Essential Guide for Buyers and Owners. Consumer Reports magazine bragged to its readers that it was responsible for wiping out one of the most popular and, at $8,045, the most affordable SUVs on the road.